So the theme of this year's World AIDS Day is to know your status. It's a vital topic the international community must grapple with if we're going to be able to bring the epidemic under control. So to mark this occasion, we'd like to talk about a study we're conducting with young South African men to understand their experience of HIV testing. Young South African men are a group which often fade into the background when we think about HIV prevention. Many people have only recently recognised the insidious ways in which patriarchal systems damage not only women, but also men, and the ramifications for how men interact with the healthcare system. We believe that to better reach men, we need to better understand the social systems in which they live. So our study, which is being run by Ipsos in partnership with PSI and Matchboxology, aims to understand what's preventing men from testing, and for those men who are testing positive, what's inhibiting them from starting treatment.
So we took a step back and we asked ourselves, what do these men's lives look like? We wanted to know what young men in South Africa are brought up to believe and how they view themselves in the world. So we discovered a world full of tensions, contradictions, and thwarted ambitions. Men are brought up to believe they should be providers with large families and they should be respected figures in their community. In an environment saturated with the legacy of colonialism and apartheid, coupled with current social and economic difficulties, many men are unable to fulfill this role and feel emasculated. So their coping mechanisms reflect this and often come across as hyper-masculine behaviour. Drinking, smoking weed, having sex, all of these are risk factors for HIV infection. And men carry these dynamics into the clinic and feel that testing positive for HIV would mark the end of life as they know it, and deprive him of his coping strategies which make him feel like a man. And on top of all this, he's battling social norms that tell him he should be able to cope by himself and without asking for help. So therefore there aren't any benefits to testing, only risks of loss. So loss of his relationships, loss of his social standing, his livelihood, and any pleasure or sense of self-worth in his life. So it's no surprise really that young men in South Africa don't want to test for HIV. Our request on this World AIDS Day is, when considering HIV testing among young men, not to think of them as a problem, but as whole multifaceted individuals, and to create appropriate services for them.